Good morning, folks. I'm meteorologist Jim Howard, and this is your latest WITN First Alert forecast on this Tuesday, August 19th. Erin generally staying on course, track shifting a little bit closer to our coast, but still primarily the impacts what we have been talking about. We'll dig into that for you. Let's take a look at the storm early on our Tuesday morning. Winds at 120, Category 3 hurricane expected to stay around this strength for the next day or two, maybe next 2 to 3 days actually, as it passes by Wednesday night into Thursday morning and then takes off into Friday. And you can see still a very healthy storm out there. Again, winds at 120, gusting to 155, moving northwest at 7, turning more northerly later today tonight. Here we are. Here's the latest track from the Hurricane Center. This is sunrise Wednesday. Track has slowed down a little bit. You can see here, this is sunset Wednesday. Here we are, Category 3 hurricane. Again, still a good 100 to 200 miles off the coast, making its closest pass Wednesday night, Thursday morning, the way it looks right now. Maybe Thursday morning to midday. Still a Cat 3 as the sun sets Thursday, but moving away and things calming down as we get into Friday and on into the weekend. Good timing for the weekend. Got to get there first. Tropical Storm Watch is up for the Outer Banks down through the Crystal Coast. This will likely be upgraded to a tropical storm warning for some of the coastal areas as we get into maybe late Tuesday night, meaning winds in excess of 40 expected at times within that area. Tropical storm force winds, and that may include the Pamlico Sound coastal areas as well. Let's watch the winds, and the numbers are a little high on this model as we head into Thursday. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a sec. 7 a.m. Wednesday, 15 to 20. Get into Wednesday afternoon, 20 inland, 25 to 30 coast. Stronger winds come in Wednesday night. Again, everything is shifted a little bit later. Here's mid-20s inland to mid-30s sunset Wednesday. Thursday morning, 40s on the coast. There's your tropical storm force winds. Inland, upper 20s to low 30s. And I think 30, 35 would be a high-end wind here. Thursday afternoon, I think these numbers are too high out on the coast. Probably a high-end wind will be more like a 50 out here. Somebody could catch a 55 or a 60, but generally in the 40s to near 50 out there. And more Thursday morning than afternoon. Winds start to come down as we get into late Thursday night. Things relaxing by the time we get to Friday morning, going much calmer. All right, that wind prompting a storm surge watch. Water levels above normal, generally 2 to 4 feet along the coast at times through Friday morning. High tide, by the way, around sunrise and sunset. That's likely when you'll see the highest waters as we go into Wednesday night, Thursday, maybe into Friday morning as well. Right now it looks like 2 to 4 above normal along the Crystal Coast. Wednesday, Thursday, the key days for the peak water rises into the Neuse River Basin. I think generally a 1 to 3 in there, Pamlico County as well. Up into the Pamlico River, more like a 1 to 2. Same thing with the Pungo Creek up there, northeast wind. Not driving too much water back up the Pamlico River. South side of the Albemarle Sound into the Alligator River, 2 feet, give or take. And then the Outer Banks, 2 to 4, both ocean side and perhaps sound side as well for the southern Pamlico Sound. Ocracoke, you may see some water levels pushing 3 to 4 above normal. Ocean overwash certainly out on Highway 12. Here's a look at the impacts again as we go Wednesday, Thursday. Inland wind gust to 30. No major impacts. Coastal areas winds gusting to 50 at times. 10 to 15 foot waves, perhaps a little higher at times. Overwash Highway 12. Flood warnings potentially. Dangerous rip currents and moderate beach erosion. This is a coastal storm. You can see those wave heights. All the green in here. I'll get you into Thursday morning. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. 10 to 15 plus foot waves out there. There might be an isolated 20-foot surf coming in occasionally out on the point. And then things quieting down into Friday. Surf starts to relax. Again, just in time for the weekend. All right. That's everything on Erin. Behind that, this potential development area at 60% now as the next tropical wave heads towards the northern Antilles. Got some time to watch this. This looks like it's going to be a weaker storm. Models all over the place on where it's going, so a lot of time to keep an eye on that. Fine-tune that forecast. Behind that, yet another development area is coming off the coast of Africa at 30% on that next one. Fernand and Gabrielle, the next two names on the list. All right. That's your tropics. Today, mix of sun and clouds, upper 80s, isolated PM storm. Not as much rain as yesterday. I think we'll be relatively quiet yesterday. Good coverage of showers and storms. Inland areas, afternoon, evening. That's gone as you head out this morning. Radar's good to start the day with air temps in the mid-70s. Northeast wind at 5. You can see this afternoon. Upper 80s, I think we'll flirt with maybe a stray 90. Not a lot of rain there. Hit and miss stray shower. Get you into Wednesday morning, mid-70s. Wednesday afternoon, not seeing a lot of rain. I think there'll be a few coastal showers. Air temp upper 80s again with building clouds. And then Wednesday night into Thursday, some coastal showers trying to catch the beaches there. And not a lot of rain, but those gusty winds out there Wednesday night, Thursday, the big surf, the dangerous rips. Temps inland in the mid 80s on Thursday. Nice air coming. Today, upper 80s, muggy upper 80s with a stray afternoon storm or two coming in later today. All right. Of course, high rip current risk on all the beaches. Stay out of the water through the rest of the week, folks. 8-day forecast, 88, 87 today, tomorrow, 30, 40% chance of rain. Coastal showers primarily Wednesday, Thursday, 85 Thursday. First alert weather status Wednesday night, Thursday. Peak impacts from the storm through that time frame, and then starting to calm things down just in time for the weekend. Friday, 83, mostly sunny degrees. Very similar day Saturday with winds 10-ish. Good stuff for the Winterville Watermelon Festival. Stray shower storms Sunday, not much. 85, holding mid-80s into early next week.